Welcome back to The Basement, the friendliest place on YouTube. Time for more suggestions that you've given us in the comments.
That's right, this is You Choose How We Play Breath of the Wild. We take your suggestions from the comment section below, and that's what we do. That's how we play. Let's go. We'll have fun today. Hooray. Undertale the Human says, Underwear of Time. Briefs of the Wild. Oh, I have an idea. Twilight Pantsess.
Twilight Pantsess?
So we decided, what is Twilight Pantsess? We think it's the rubber pants.
The Midna's hat for the Twilight Princess.
The
Vo shirt. This actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty cool, it looks like a hip Midna.
Like a hipster Midna.
All right, so what are we doing today, Peter? What are the suggestions telling us to do?
Coachella Midna. Okay, we got some great suggestions. Let's see here. Wolf Superness says, please bring Master Cycle to Hyrule Castle. We also have CR0K3 Kin97YT YouTube says, ride the Master Cycle Zero off the tallest place possible in Hyrule Castle.
Ooh.
Okay. And RS the Beast says, use some ravioli gales. Thank you for saying ravioli.
Yes. Everybody knows that that's the real title.
To get up the castle pillar, then drive the bike down. And the basement replied,
oh, it crashed into a rock. Yeah, what do we do?
Ooh, I like it. I wonder if we can summon the bike on the pillar. Because sometimes we get these comments and I'm like, these suggestions, and I'm like, great, we'll spend 15 or 20 minutes setting it up, and then it won't work. And we'll be like, we need another comment or whatever. And RS the Beast replied to my reply and said, the basement, you can summon the bike on the pillar if you stand on the side near the castle and face away. I used the northernmost one, but I think they all should work since the bike is able to spawn in the castle exterior. Maybe set a travel medallion there so you can keep doing it over and over. That is awesome, fantastic advice. So right now...
oh, it can't go in that stuff. Uh-oh.
Ted's riding around.
Whoa.
Tempting fate. And we're having a good old time. Oh man, you might have to fuel that thing up. I mean, I guess... it's not like we have to think about it that hard. You just
that's so bad.
Have ingredients on you. Over the wall.
Ugh.
Into the foxhole.
Shh.
I imagine it's...
be very sneaky. Be very quiet. We're
We're
running away from guardians.
I wonder if... I'll bet that running and jumping into a foxhole as a soldier in wartime is quite the adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah, especially because you're almost dead. I bet your adrenaline is pretty Russian already.
Plumping. Yeah.
You know what? Especially if you're on the Soviet side, it's definitely your adrenaline's Russian.
A couple of episodes ago, one week ago, we were reading a fictional work by Chi Panda.
Ooh, yes.
About the basement. About Ted and me, Peter. And let's see, what happened? We were playing and laughing, and then we wrapped up the recording and said, in the basement, and then we started the next episode, and then there was sort of a time-place break. Dude, you're already here?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man, okay. So you're gonna, what, ravioli gale up the... oh, you're just gonna dink around on the bike for a while?
Well, I'm gonna try to burst through these doors like...
all right.
Oops. Like this. Nope, like...
okay, so time cut from beginning of the next video in the actual basement from Chi Panda's story. If you're wondering, if you haven't seen it, it's 2 episodes ago in this playlist. I don't know what number that would be off the top of my head, but it was last Tuesday's, so September 4th.
Okay.
The September 4th video. Okay, so resuming the story here. It was late at night when Ted drove out of Peter's driveway and out into the cold Minnesota snow.
Oh, I've had nights like that.
Headed back to his home. Peter closed the door that Ted had exited the house through and took a deep sigh. Peter was tired and ready to get to sleep.
I have never experienced that.
He finished... sometimes we've done a couple things at your house.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the feeling, though, that you are tired and you want to go to sleep, I've never experienced that personally.
Right. He finished washing their coffee cups and headed over to his and Kelsey's room. Kelsey's my wife. When Peter approached the room, he heard faint voices coming from the room. He opened the door to find his wife still awake, watching the late night news on the television. We don't have a TV in our room, but maybe she was watching like TV news on YouTube or something with a laptop. Wow.
Good thing for Mifa.
You did.
My bike.
Mifa's face.
So watching late night news.
Okay, they exchanged a quick few words before Peter headed to the bathroom to do his bedtime routines. He took up his toothbrush, covered the brush with toothpaste, and put the brush in his mouth. As he brushed, he watched the television from the entrance of the bathroom. There was a news reporter who was speaking to a man who looked very official. He wore casual clothes, yet looked smart, with a beard slightly lesser than the great beard on Peter's face. He wore glasses and had short black hair, and his skin had a tan tone. Peter observed the title of the news segment. Titan Tech creates new AI for the hardest video game.
Oh.
Peter listened closely after seeing the intriguing news segment title, allowing himself to become absorbed with the dialogue between the two people, almost as if he was right there with them. So, Mr. Titan, after all the technology and types of AI you and your company have made, why put your greatest invention into a video game? Politely asked the news reporter.
Oh.
She pointed her microphone toward Mr. Titan. His reply, well, when we started this company many years ago, we dreamed of creating the world's smartest artificial intelligence. We got closer to perfecting our AI tech. As we got closer to perfecting our AI tech, we realized how the world would change if this ultimate AI was ever exposed to the world. It could be catastrophic. The possibilities of bad things are endless. It could have access to the internet. Its fragile mind could easily be manipulated. And the list goes on. So we believed if we created this AI, we would have to confine it somehow. We decided on making a video game to help contain our AI. Our AI will be safe, not knowing of the outside world or its origins.
Uh-oh. This sounds like a bad thing is about to happen.
Titan Tech as a company has agreed that this is the best choice for the well-being of the future of the world. What have you called your AI? Said the newscaster. Does it have a name? Yes, we call it She. She is with a capital S. S-H-E.
Okay.
Not Chi, as in Chi Panda.
Got it, but she.
She, S-H-E.
As in she panda.
We really had no idea what to call it. It has no specific function, so we gave it a non-specific name. Peter suddenly snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. I added the gravity part. As the television went dark, Kelsey had shut off the television and told Peter good night. She pulled over the bed covers and got into a comfortable sleeping position for sleep. Peter had realized he had been standing and watching the news for such a long time. The toothpaste began to ooze from his lip. He quickly headed back to the sink in the bathroom and washed his toothbrush and mouth. As he covered his face with water, he pondered about what he had just seen. He had been playing video games for most of his life, and seeing the world's greatest game is close to its release excited him. He wondered if Ted knew about this and was excited to talk to him about it. Peter continued to think of how the future in the gaming world and the basement will be. Peter crawled into bed and closed his eyes, and soon he drifted off into unconsciousness.
Whoa. Not just sleep. Straight up unconsciousness.
Hey, I'll take it. And then there's a bit of a break, so the next paragraph would be sort of a different time and or location.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
I have not been looking at the screen. How's it been going?
It's going pretty good. I've been killing some guardians.
Yeah.
You know, I've been driving around. I've been trying to see kind of if like I can kill a guardian with the Master Cycle Zero, so just because I'm curious about it. So we're gonna keep trying to do that for a little bit here. I know that in a little bit we also got a different idea that we're gonna try out.
Right.
Since we're close to the castle.
Yeah, the bike on the pillars.
Yes.
Right.
But we're going to. I think I'm gonna try to get over there now. I'm gonna head that direction while you keep reading some of the cheap.
All right. Yeah, we got another standalone paragraph here that's got another break after it. So I'll give this a try. Loud crashes emanated from Danny's office. Danny the Two, don't subscribe. Please don't subscribe. Is our friend and sometimes editor, specifically of our Mario Maker videos.
Yes.
And one of our Funny Moments videos. Loud crashes emanated from Danny's office. He threw papers and books across the room in anger. Anger! There was a labyrinth of notes and pictures littering a large bulletin board that stretched across the wall. Danny sat slouched in a chair by his desk. He was frantically clicking and typing at his keyboard and staring at his 3 monitors. His eyes were wide and He had bags under them because of lack of sleep, and his chin was scarred by a tattered beard. Scarred by a tattered beard. His blonde hair was long and going in all directions, and his glasses were scratched from not being handled carefully.
So he's all old and scraggly now?
Yeah, he's become like a
hermit?
A hermit, yeah.
Oh, jeez, I'm dying.
Wow.
Ah, I'm dying.
Yes, yes, yes! Danny speedily typed, and a new page came up on the middle monitor. He quickly hovered the mouse over a button that was labeled Leak. L-E-A-K.
Oh.
He clicked it, and all the proof that the world serpent existed. All of the proof that the world serpent existed. The fact that they were in league with Titan Tech, and their dark plans were leaked onto the internet for the whole world to see. Danny knew he had to act fast. He knew she would come for him for what he had just done. He pulled up his hood, strapped his laser rod to his back, grabbed his satchel, and he and his tech pet left the apartment door.
How is Danny so cool? I mean, we're just like normal dudes. Like,
I know.
We're just playing a video game and Peter's
like Obi-Wan.
I'm like gonna brush my teeth, and I'm like, see you later. I get my car. It's cold, and then Danny's like, I'm a freaking Jedi.
Dude, Ravioli's Gale, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get up. What you want to do is you want to get up as high as you can without it.
Looks like you're going down.
Shh. Because you can actually get up quite high in between each time you use it. So that way you
Can you take me higher?
to a place where
To a place where something, yeah. Grabbed his satchel's tech pet and left the apartment door. Danny didn't bother locking the door. He knew he wouldn't be around long enough to come back to his flat. He hurried down the stairs.
Flat?
His
Is
tech
Cheap
pet
Panda from
close
like one of
behind.
those English-speaking places?
I don't know.
And by English, I mean British.
Danny hitched himself onto his hover bike and ordered his tech pet to fuse with the side of his bike. He turned on the engine and zipped off into the sky traffic.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Danny was driving at a legal speed. He was doing this not just because it was law to obey the speed limit of that area, but to not attract too much attention. It would be easy for she to find him if he was flying around and speeding past other hovermobiles. And the last thing he would be to be pulled over for speeding by a tech cop.
Oh, a tech cop.
That scenario would waste even more time than the time he would waste moving with the flow of sky traffic. Hey, that's a good lesson for everybody.
Here's my question.
Speeding takes longer than just driving the speed limit.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Is this the future?
Maybe.
I mean, because like it seemed like we were just normal, and Danny too is really cool, but maybe it was just us normal, and now it skipped ahead like 40 years.
Your car is driving through snow, and Danny's tech pet fused with the side of his hover bike.
One of these things is not like the other. And there's no sky traffic. You know, it would have said like Ted went out into the winter cold
and looked up at the
sky traffic and said, too bad I can't see the stars anymore from all the light pollution.
Danny became lost in thought as he soared through the sky. He was on a hover bike, so there were no windshields or doors to keep his body from feeling the nighttime Florida air. As he thought, he became absorbed by beautiful city lights. Every building reached high into the sky, and each window was either beaming with light or dim to help set the cold mood of the nighttime. Dude!
Okay, who said we should do this? Because
RS the Beast.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it is. So you should
I ride down?
You got on the castle side and faced away? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all steep, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be just like falling off, and we all know what happens when you do that.
Yeah, no, you have to drive down the gentlest angle.
Yeah. So that way it doesn't just like drop.
Dude, do a. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah! Oh!
You didn't set a travel medallion, did you? Oh!
What a glorious end to. Ow!
Oh!
Wow! Twilight Princess
really took it on the chin there.
That was awesome. No, I forgot to set a travel medallion. Oh man.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that while we were going down. Do you still have 2 ravioli gales?
No, I don't think I have any.
Did you use them?
I think I did. I can't see because we're in pro mode. Hang on.
Oh, did you use them in the video?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got 3 left. Do you get 5?
I don't think so. Maybe they recharged.
Wow, that was really
It's
fast.
like 5 minutes instead of 15 or something, isn't it?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'm okay with that.
I mean, how far will 3 of them get you?
All the way up. That's how many I used to get up the first time.
Okay. Wait, but you weren't using them to get up the first time. You were like.
No, I used them in conjunction with skill.
You're fiddle-faddling kind of
like
in between
this?
the raviolis.
See, and you kind of go up this little area here, and you jump up here, you see, and then you get to this little area here. Like,
and I sing
there.
Can you take me higher?
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Sweet. Dude, you got this down. We don't even need the travel medallion. I mean, we might as well. But it's not doing us any good right now. Dude, you got another Gale. Just use it up. They recharge so fast. Plus, you don't want to be stuck with 1. You'd rather have 0.
I know, but you don't want to get stuck not being able to make it up to the top. That's the...
Oh, I thought you were close enough that you could just...
I think we are close enough that I can basically get there now. Here we go, and up again. Now I'm going to set a travel medallion point.
Oh, dude, this is so cool. We'll just have a travel medallion here.
Okay.
This is a great place to have one. It's to the right. There you go. Yeah. That's fine.
Yes.
Dude, you gotta do a... Like, hold the brakes first and then hold the gas to do a brake stand.
Yes.
And then you'll, like, boost off.
What? Ah! Why are you going down?
Oh, it's like a little bit tilted right there, maybe. Okay. Brake, then gas.
Why is it not?
Is it out of gas? Well, maybe it just didn't like that guardian leg there. Wow, you have your ravioli Gales back already. That's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Sweet. So we can travel up there and ride the bike down anytime we want now. That was a great suggestion. Oh, yeah. I mean, since you have all 3 back.
Might as well use them and just pop up there again instead of doing a loading screen. So keep reading the story. I'm so curious what's going to happen in the future world with Danny the 2 being all Jedi-ish.
All the hovermobiles going to and fro helped illuminate the sky with their vibrant paint coats and headlights. Their smooth aerodynamic shapes reflected the lights coming from the other hovermobiles and buildings. Danny thought of everything he had been doing for the past few months and how all of it was leading up to this night. This night. This night was do or die. All those past months working for Titan Tech, learning the layouts of the labs, spying on all the terrible creations, trying to learn more about She. Learning who all the guards are and where and when are they stationed. He stole data files from their computers and trying to piece all the puzzle pieces together in hopes of finding out how Titan Tech and the World Serpent are connected somehow. All of it. This night would determine the fate of Danny's timeline. He just hoped that the 2 candidates he found would be able to destroy Danny's timeline, and by doing so, create the best timeline for the future of the world.
I knew it. I knew it was a future thing. Oh, we get to time travel.
Danny thought of the 2 candidates. He knew them. When Danny pinpointed who the best person was to change the timeline without changing it for the worse, he was surprised when it was down between 2 of his old buddies. He was trying to decide which one was the more suitable candidate, but the 2 were inseparable. Oh man, I'm nervous!
Which one is he gonna choose?
One couldn't change the timeline without the other. He remembered meeting them a few decades ago when Danny was a young man. Back in the days when he called himself Danny the 2. When the Shadow War broke out, Danny and his 2 buddies were drafted. Those were dark days. The war destroyed many people, families, and nations. Danny's buddies were killed in action while defending
died?
The eastern coast of the United States from the relentless and mysterious enemy forces. Maybe these are different friends, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's us.
He had to save his friends. Danny knew he was critical to the survival of the past and the future. He's like a link between the 2.
Worlds!
He was snapped back to reality by the loud horns of other hovermobiles. Danny was in the opposite lane. I mean, the friends that were drafted might be different than the friends that are now the candidates to reverse the timelines. Or maybe we are dead in the future, but okay in the past, and who knows?
I was really hoping we could get this up in here. Maybe we can if we go outside. I'm gonna try to get the hover.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the Master Cycle.
Dude, do it. I'm gonna keep reading because this is so great. Danny reacted fast, pulling levers and twisting his handlebars to avoid from hitting oncoming hovermobiles. Left, right, left. He twisted and turned, taking advantage of his thin hoverbike to slip past
it's
the
like a Michael Bay movie.
Speeding past him. I hope he's not attracting the attention of she.
Uh-oh.
A huge hover transport came charging toward him. As the transport honked loudly, the driver tried to make a sharp turn around the small hover bike. In the same moment, Danny was pulling up into the sky to try to prevent a crash. He just managed to skim over the top of the transport, but the transport did not have the same luck. Because the driver had tried to make a sharp turn with such a large vehicle, it toppled over, knocking other hovermobiles over with it. The vehicles went in all directions. They were hitting each other and caused a huge pileup and a sudden stop in the flow of the sky traffic. I'm glad they're not falling. Danny looked back at the mess he had just caused, only to notice that 3 tech cop hovermobiles went online and were coming to check out the situation. There he is, said a tech cop to the fellow officer over their linked comms. You two stay here and deal with this. I will stop the culprit from escaping. Roger. Copy that, said the third tech cop. A state of panic came over Danny as he saw one of the tech cops flying toward him. He had to act fast. He could not allow himself to be taken in by the police. Though Danny would never resist the law, the fate of the world was in his hands, and Danny preferred to save the lives of billions rather than to obey the local law. Sometimes there's a greater good. Danny revved up his hover bike as much as it could go and blasted off toward Titan Tech Labs. The tech cop did the same, as its programming was to never let a criminal get away. They sped through the open air, now flying in all directions because they were not held down by the slow and straightforward sky traffic. Danny frantically looked forward to see what was ahead of him, and behind him to see if the tech cop was catching up. It was. The tech cop was drawing closer by the second. I have you now, said the tech cop to itself. It pulled a small lever attached to the door adjacent to it. As a result, 2 small compartments in the back of its hovermobile opened, and 2 little drones came flying out. They looked around until they locked sights with their opponent. Both drones flew at the same rate as the tech cop's hover vehicle. Danny looked behind again to see these 2 drones flying toward him. Shoot, shoot, oh man, Danny whispered to himself. Danny looked forward again as he began to panic even more. That panic only increased when the 2 drones opened up 2 flaps on their underbelly and small blaster cannons dropped.
What?
The drones started to fire at Danny. Danny knew the cannons didn't have enough energy to kill him, but if they hit him too much, he would certainly pass out. He couldn't let that happen. He had to devise a plan, and fast.
Wow, what did he do?
Danny knew he had to keep going in the direction he was already going, or else precious time would be wasted. He looked around him at all the billboards hanging from the buildings. They all had...
I'm Flurry rushing his butt. Check that out.
Nice. They all had the breaking news on them. Danny was pleased. The world knew of his discoveries that had leaked onto the internet, but also knew that she would have heard about this and would be making its move at this very moment. That scared him. He knew his end was near, but he was delighted that his future was looking up. That's when Danny thought of it, a plan to get out of his situation. Danny reached down behind his right foot and knocked on the metal shell of his hoverbike. Hey, Blue. Whoa. A blast barely missed his head. You in there? I need you to wake up, buddy. Out from the side of the hoverbike came the head of Danny's tech pet, Blue. It barked in a playful way at Danny. Hey, bud. I need you in defense mode. Defense mode! Blue's eyes began to turn a darker color. It brought its whole body out from the side of the hoverbike and stood to Danny's back. It gritted its metal teeth, and its eyes moved to and fro, locking on to all 3 threats flying close behind. Okay, Blue, listen to me. Here's the plan. The tech cop sat puzzled, but still focused on its job when it saw the culprit talking to its tech pet in the middle of the chase. Then all of a sudden, to its surprise, the culprit had hit the brakes on his bike for a small second, immediately making the tech cop and the culprit's vehicles bumper to bumper. The tech cop's drones were on the culprit's sides, and the tech cop was right behind.
So culprit is Danny, the 2. I'm just losing track a little bit. Okay.
Right. That's how the culprit...
I'm so locked in on this story right now. This is
thinks
so
of Danny
awesome.
as the culprit, yeah.
Got it.
The culprit and his tech pet were locked down, and there was no escape in sight. Foolish human, the tech cop whispered. Blue, now, Danny shouted. Blue jumped to the drone on their left and bounced off of it to the tech cop's hovermobile. The drone Blue jumped on was destroyed by vicious claw marks and was tumbling toward the surface. The tech cop was heavily confused as Blue began to claw at the roof of the hovermobile. The tech cop's attention drifted from Danny to the roof of his hovermobile every few seconds. Danny drew his laser rod from his back and began to swing at the other drone while simultaneously trying to dodge the drone's blasts. In the same moment, Blue had torn a hole through the hovermobile and was reaching its paw through to attack the tech cop. The tech cop slouched in its cockpit, making it difficult for Blue to reach it. Danny took a huge swing with the laser rod. This time it made contact. The drone went offline and began to fall to the ground. The force of the swing had knocked Danny's balance off, and he fell off the seat of his hover bike. He caught himself with his left hand before he met his doom. The hover bike turned over from Danny's weight. He breathed heavily in relief that his life was spared. He noticed Blue struggling with his offense. Hey, Blue, catch! Danny swung his right arm over his head and released his laser rod, sending it right into the jaws of Blue. Blue knew what to do. He plunged the weapon through the hole, stabbing the tech cop and short-circuiting its wiring. Danny reached up with his now free hand and grabbed the nearest handlebar, forcing the hover bike to make a sharp right turn.
So you can't ride your bike into the castle. I just tried to do that.
Oh,
by the way,
good to know.
Just want to throw that out there since I'm locked in on the story, but I definitely wanted to
bring that to my attention.
Bring that to everybody's attention. Yep.
Blue jumped onto the hoverbike as the hovermobile took a nosedive. Blue's weight pulled the hoverbike upright again, which made it easy for Danny to pull himself onto the seat of the hoverbike. Blue merged with the hoverbike as Danny flew off to Titan Tech Labs with a sigh of relief.
Wow, that was an intense action sequence.
Yes.
I'm sweating a little bit from that.
And there's a break here, so it's another change of time and or location.
And or year. What if it goes back in time now?
I don't know.
So what I kind of wish would have happened is this is a timeline that like Danny the Two never met us, and that's why it's so dystopian. And so he has to go back in time and arrange for us to meet. And so the current timeline that we exist in right now is the one that future Danny the Two made happen. That would have been cool.
Oh, that is cool. And then
either way, this is still a really great story.
Meet us on the internet.
This is so cool. I'm driving the motorcycle up and all in the castle.
This is neat. These paths and stuff. This is the only way to get into the castle now.
Woo! Well, let me go in here.
I don't know. Or I'll find out.
Next time in the basement.
Oh man! Or this time.
How about right now? Ooh, we got in there.
A little bit.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Dead end.
Oh, all right.
Ow.
That is one crummy shield.
Yeah, well, rusty.
Oh.
Crusty.
Crabby.
Uh-oh.
See ya. Gosh, remember when, you couldn't just... it was much more harrowing to just try to run past them? The bike makes this a breeze. Sorta.
Oh!
Oh, man. Oh. You're like George of the Jungle. You gotta watch out for that tree. Remember that song?
I do. Okay, next time in the basement. We've learned a lot of stuff about the story and what's happening, and next time we're going to do some more of your comments, of course, as always, so leave us some more comments, things that we should try to do, maybe with the Master Cycle, maybe with some other stuff. And until next time, Basement Dwellers, we think that you are more futuristic than...
A jelly bean Band-Aid. It's a new technology that heals your wounds and tastes delicious. You don't even have to put it on where you're hurt or in your mouth. You just buy it, and everything gets better in your life. In the basement. A very important part of how the basement is able to bring you the content that we do daily is our wonderful YouTube sponsors and Patreon patrons listed on the screen now.
If you would like to join this amazing group of people who are helping the basement to make even more content and do even more streams, you can go ahead and click the link in the description or on the screen right now. And we'd love to have you join us in making the basement not just the friendliest place on YouTube, but the most awesome place on the planet.
In our solar system.
In our universe.
In the basement.